Hey guys, it's JoedaFlamin here, and I'm here to bring you guys a quick video. As you guys just probably saw on the channel, we did the YCL Recap League, and we also had our battle get uploaded against Jorge the Great, one of the best battles I've ever had in my life in Draft League. But that's neither here nor there. This is actually a more interesting sort of draft format that we're entering in right now, ladies and gentlemen, because your Talonflames and yours truly, because I'm the coach, I'm the owner, all that yada 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 stuff, we got selected by the National Competitive Pokemon. I think that's what their acronym is. It's NCP, for lack of a better term. What the NCP is, it's a draft league run by OG Galbina, Grandmaster D-Ray, and Just Kurt. It's one of the more competitive draft leagues in the community, for lack of a better term. I mean, I'll be honest, guys, I follow them a little bit because they have some of our friends. They have Matt O'Shea in it. They've got Olivia Sama in it. They've got Jorge in it. They've got Kurt in it. We've battled D-Ray a couple of times, I think once before. But what they decided to do this year is they're doing what they call the NCP Summer Slam, which was a 32-man tournament, and they picked, 32 teams, 32 coaches that, filled out the Google Doc, and lo and behold, we got in. We're in. So, essentially, what the NCP is 4 draft pools, 8 coaches, snake-style drafting, 90 points. That was the real one, 90 points. So, the fun thing is that, like they said, there's 4 draft pools, DP1, DP2, DP3, DP4. So those are the draft pools. So pretty much everyone got the same opportunity to draft as if they were in an all-going draft, in a sense. Like, brand new league. Again, I'm really turning myself on, but that's why it's, it's live. I'm not doing a script. I don't need to do a script for this. I mean, it's an analysis video. If you're doing analysis, basically it's just speaking from the heart. That's basically what it is. Once all draft pools are finished, 32 coaches will be randomly selected into a single elimination, 32, 16. So basically, you win 5 games, you win the SummerSlam. Cash prizes, top 4 participants. Basically, if I remember correctly, they said it's only for the top 4. But there might be for top 8. Who knows? I'm speculating at this point, no transactions at all, too. So because it's just a straight tournament, it's whatever you pick is what you got. And as you see, commissioners, Grandmaster D-Ray, Kurt, Galbina, admins, Olivia Sama, an Ultra player. So each draft pool had what was the term that they used? Pool admin. That was it. So like you see, D-Ray was draft pool 2, OG Galbina was ours, Just Kurt was draft pool 3, and then Olivia was draft pool 4. Rule sheet, standard stuff, any derogatory stuff, all that stuff. We just ran over that. Randomly matched. Each will have 1 week to battle. Lose a match, 0x. X being the amount of Pokemon their opponent has remaining. Rage quits mid-battle will not be tolerated. You guys know it. I've never rage quit before in my life. I don't believe in rage quit, even if the battle is completely unwinnable in my favor. I don't believe in the rage quit. I never have. I never will. It's as simple as that. If you win your game, you move on. If you lose, you're out of the tournament. Only exception to losing is if you're in the semifinals, because they want to have a 3rd or 4th place. All battles must be played in-game using land timer, no 20-minute timer. Sports will only be used in extreme circumstances. And you know it's serious when they go all caps for that. Clauses, level 50, swagger flatter clause. Didn't even know there was a flatter clause or a swagger clause. I never even knew there were clauses for that. The only ones I knew of were sleep clause, baton pass clause, evasion clause, Oko clause, and whatever the hell an endless battle clause is. I've got no idea on that. Moody Claws, we've talked about it before. I think the only mons in the game that get Moody were Octillery and Glalie. I could look at that. No Dynamax, Gigantamax. That's actually really good. I mean, you guys just saw it with the YCO. They're no D-Max, G-Max League, and we just barely won by the skin of our teeth. Species Claws, only one mon per national dex number can be drafted per team. So no pairs such as Rotom Wash and Rotom Heat or Slowbro plus Galarian Slowbro. Any rule listed above, instant loss. So you see the timeline, all that stuff. July 4th, July 11th. I'm recording this on July 11th, and I'll be uploading it like pretty much right after I upload the video. And then later tonight, we're actually going to be going live on twitch.tv/JoedaFlamin. If you guys want, you can follow us there and you can watch a battle live. And then it'll just get uploaded to the channel probably sometime this week. But if you want to see it live, watch it live. That's the most important thing. But let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let me show you guys what I brought for our team. Now, I know what I did with the draft analysis last time with the YCL. And you know what? I'm not going to do it completely crazy. I'm not going to do it completely crazy, but I'm not going to jump up and all that stuff, but I will put on the suit. I'll put on the suit. We'll be professional with this draft analysis because, professionalism is key, but we still will be crazy. So let's get into the slideshow, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? Here we are. We are here at the slideshow for our NCP draft analysis, guys. As you guys can see, we're going to be going over my team, what I decided to bring, and then we're going to get ready for later tonight against John Jr. and the Portland Nightshaders. If I remember correctly, that was his team name, right? Yeah, Portland Nightshaders with Gengar in the Portland Trailblazers colors. Not a bad logo, I will say, by the way. Not a bad logo. But let's get into the team, and let me show you guys what I decided to pick for our draft analysis for, our team and all that. So the first mon that I wanted to do was, now basically, my brother probably just woke up on that one. Finally, I mean, it's 1:25 and he's finally out of bed. But getting into it, pretty much with this league, and I'm pretty sure with every league, you want to get, whatever it is, you want to get the strongest Pokemon out there. However, for us, we were actually the 8th pick. So we were the wheel pretty much every round. Every time we got 2 picks. So our first pick, went too fast there. Victini. Went with Victini. Why did I pick Victini? Fire Psychic, it's really good. Base 100 across the board. It's a mythical Pokemon. Victory Scar is a very good ability. It can be really good with a band. It can be really good with a scarf. It can be really good with specs. It can be good with expert belt. It can hold a berry. It can hold a sash. And I'll be honest, V-Create, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be honest here. Holy cow! How did he let that move? Now, granted, yes, the recoil is lower defense, lower special defense, and lowered speed. But golly, if you look at how much damage that move does. And by uninvested, I mean maybe no band or something like that. That thing can knock out just about anything at neutral. And with a choice band, it has a roll to knock out stuff it resists. That's insane. I couldn't even believe it. I really couldn't. But with a fire type, you got to have water. And that's why we went with URSHIFU-RAPID Strike. Now, why did I pick this? 2 reasons. First off, Rapid Strike Urshifu, I think most people can agree. It is much better than Single Strike style because it doesn't have the 4 times weakness to Fairy. Now, yes, Single Strike Urshifu, it's got one move that with Choice Band just goes to town. And you saw it with Jorge. He did Choice Band Wicked Blow on me, and holy God, that move does a lot of damage. But URSHIFU-RAPID Strike, I mean, Surging Strikes, it's basically the same amount of power, but with 3 hits. And the critical hits do a good amount of damage. Now, granted, yes, my first 2 mons, they can be pretty crippled, especially this one if it gets burned. But URSHIFU-RAPID Strike, I mean, you can have U-Turn, you can have Poison Jab, Close Combat, Brick Break, Aqua Jet, Surging Strikes. I think it gets Sucker Punch too. I might be wrong on it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But URSHIFU-RAPID Strike was definitely a good pick to go after VICTINI. So, get 2 legendaries right off the bat. After that, we went through the list. People got some good mons, some good predictions, some good across the board. And then we were back for round 3, and our third pick, we went with Professor Kukui's mascot as the Masked Royale, INCINEROAR. And why do we pick INCINEROAR? Well, if you guys see it, in the YCL, we got Primarina. And why not go with INCINEROAR for that? That's the first reason. Second reason is because, like I said, the Masked Royale, if you watched the Sun and Moon anime, not a bad anime, I will say. Maybe down the line, maybe I'll do some anime content. I have no idea. Because I'll be honest, with guys that do the anime content that I've watched, like KG Prestige, all them, Entity Maze, the PokeRap, shout out to them, by the way. Those are some of the best guys out there in that community. Also, Lumio's Trainers Act. Can't forget the other Anti-Poke bro. Can't forget him. If I forget him, but I put Ben and Raph in there, Zach will probably, banish me to the netherworld. But they do great anime content. Maybe I'll get into that, but I can promise you this. I'm never going to be near the editing skills that they are. Like, they are incredible with their editing skills for anime content. I could only dare to dream to be near that level down the road. But yes, we have INCINEROAR. Pick that, and then third and most importantly, Pivot Mon. Kind of could go with a good Pivot Mon that can also use Intimidate, lower some attack Mons. It does good damage with Darkest Lariat. It can have Flare Blitz. It also gets U-Turn, Fake Out. I think it gets Earthquake. I could be wrong. And then I think it also gets... No, I don't think it gets Drain Punch, but I know it gets Cross Chop. So, it's a good Mon. It's arguably one of the better fully evolved Fire-type starter Pokemon out there. And I know what everybody thought at the beginning. It was going to be... He was going to be firefighting when they saw the Chinese league. But after INCINEROAR, we went to the skies. We went from going in the ring to going cruiserweight, in a sense. Also talk about wrestling terms. Also forgot to mention with INCINEROAR, now that I'm thinking about it, I am a wrestling fan. I do watch a little bit of WWE, do watch a little bit of AEW, seen a little bit of New Japan, seen a little bit of all that. But essentially, you go from the ring, you go to the skies. Let's bring Aerodactyl in. Why not bring one of the prehistoric sky-high monsters? Maybe I'll nickname it Swanton for Jeff Hardy. Gotta get the Jeff Hardy in there. Gotta get in there. And who knows, maybe I'll even name it Matt Hardy. Take Aerodactyl and be like, wonderful! We are wonderful! And you will be deleted! Essentially. But... no, Aerodactyl's a good mon. It gets pressure. It's got Rocket, although Rocket it really only works on Double Edge, really. Because surprisingly, this thing does not get Head Smash, which would be really good. Could you imagine Head Smash on Aerodactyl with that attack stat and a base 130 speed? This thing will do some damage with a Head Smash, ladies and gentlemen. But unfortunately, it doesn't. So, and you guys have seen it with the gym challenge with Little Miss Houndoom that we're still on with. I've been doing like a Dragon Dance set with it, so maybe you could do DD and guarantee outspeed, and then maybe do some extra damage with dual Wing Beats or Earthquakes or Stone Edge or Rock Slide, all that other stuff. But yeah, I went from the ground, I went to the sky, and then we waited through again, and I figured need an electric type, need a decent electric type, and. Most of the good electric types were gone by that time. Rotom Wash was gone, Rotom Heat was gone, Tapu Koko was gone, Zeraora was gone. So my options were getting pretty low at the time, but then I figured, why not? Let's go with Electivire. And why did I pick Electivire? It does get the punch moves. It does get Earthquake. It can get Taunt. It can get Darkest Lariat. But the real reason I got it is for motor drive. If I can switch in properly on something like a Tapu Koko trying to go after my Rapid Strike Urshifu with Discharge or something like that, or Zeraora with Plasma Fist. I can time it just right. And Electivire's Motor Drive kicks in, and I get a speed boost. And from there, I can, do like an Earthquake or something like that on them, and they would not like an Earthquake. They would definitely not like an Earthquake. But Electivire is actually not bad of a Pokemon. It can be, if used right, it can be done well. Pretty much any Pokemon in the games that is used in competitive, when used right, which 90% of the time is not by me, it's usually done by everybody else, it can be really effective. But after Electivire, I decided to kind of double up on a type, but also gain an Ice type. And mainly the reason was because there's a lot of flying types been picked out there. There's a lot of water types been picked out there. There's a lot of ground types been picked up out there. And there's one mon in particular that for some reason I just love picking. I just love picking this mon in draft. And it's Lapras. It's Lapras. I just love picking Lapras. I don't really have a good enough answer for it, but let me just recap. Going into round 6, because again, we're the wheel. Here are the mons that Lapras can technically be super effective against that were selected. Tornadus, Rillaboom, Garchomp, Zygarde, Dracovish, Heatran, Mamoswine, Nidoqueen, Slowbro, Zarude, be careful with Zarude, Tapu Fini, Slowking, Cinderace, be careful on Cinderace, Toxapex, Araquanid, Rotom Wash, be careful on Rotom Wash, Hippowdon, and that's it. So I pretty much named a lot of mods that were picked that this Pokemon can have super effective coverage against. And also Water Absorb. Gotta love Water Absorb, gotta love Shell Armor. Because if I were to battle, Pokemon with a guaranteed critical hit, well, I can at least get a hit. I mean, yes, looking back at it, again, I'm recording this afterwards, but looking back at it, I probably could have gone for damage on that URSHIFU instead of clicking Parasong, and maybe could have, won. I probably still would have won 1-0, but it probably would have been a lot easier than, sacrificing a Mew at the end of it, even though also Mew was designed specifically for something else there. But neither here nor there. And then after that, like I said, we have to wait around, and then we had our final 2 picks. So our first pick decided to go with a little bit of bulk, and boy, howdy can this one be a bulky girl. I went with Cresselia. I couldn't even believe that this thing was still available. Cresselia is probably the... I'm not even going to sugarcoat it because I'm pretty sure people have used it before. It is the queen of defense. It is the queen of defense. As long as it's not being afflicted by a status condition like badly poisoned, or burned, or paralyzed, or slept, or frozen, this mon is defense as you know what. So it can do a lot of damage. So I'm looking forward to trying to use it, but we'll see what happens there. And then our last pick, I decided we had 15 points. I was thinking, not going again. We had 27 going into the final thing. I was like, and I looked at all of it, and I was like, do I want to go 15 and 12? Do I want to go 14 and 13? Do I want to go 16 and 11? Do I want to go 17 and 10? But I think all the 17s were gone at that time. Let me just double check on it. There were a decent amount of 17s and 16s that were still there that I probably could have picked, but I decided why I didn't really feel like it. But I decided let me go with something that's fast, that can hit hard, and maybe if I get lucky, catch something off guard. And I went with Gengar. So I went with Gengar. It's a good Pokemon. Ghost Poison is definitely interesting. It sucks that it doesn't have Levitate anymore, so that way it's only weak to Ghost and Dark. Oh, wait, no, my bad. It'll still be weak to Psychic. Duh, I forgot Poison. But it's still good. It can still hit hard. It gets D-Gleam, it gets Thunderbolt, it gets Energy Ball, it gets Shadow Ball. So it can do some damage. And maybe it comes out, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. For all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this. This team we're going up against in Portland and John, I've never met the guy before. I've never battled him before, but he seems like a really good dude. He seems like a really good dude, knows what he's doing, and I'm looking forward to battling him. And that's going to go, like I said, at 9 o'clock today, 9 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/JoedaFlamin. I will see you guys there. This draft analysis is going up on the channel, and I will see you at the battle.